Special Wednesdays?
Yes, sir.
On at night now?
Yes, sir.
Got a special thing going on.
The start of something special.
Feeling so special.
Special Wednesdays, 8 to 11 p.m. right here on ksfs.sfsu.edu.
This was something special.
Special Wednesdays. How's everybody doing? I'm doing good. Happy to be here on Special Wednesdays radio show. I am your host, Miss Special. Right now we have a guest on the line. Would you like to introduce yourself to the people?
What up, though? This is Zoe, a.k.a. the musical architect. What's going on?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm pretty good myself.
That's
not
okay.
too bad.
I'm glad we could make this happen. Shout out to Amy. I love her. She just makes all my dreams come true.
Wow.
So where might the people have heard you?
They may have heard me on the Zoe Tigolo Love the 80s album. I guess I'm the Zoe half of it. You may have heard me from Just Visiting 2. Could have heard me produce on Little Brother's album, The Get Back, the closing song, When Everything Is New. Or maybe even producing on Foreign Exchange's second album, If She Breaks Your Heart with Yasmin. So it's different spots. Or you may not have heard of me. So if not, then just keep listening.
Exactly. So you just released SunStorm. How does it feel to actually have that out and in the stores and have your whole project out?
I've actually been on a high for about 8 days.
Aw.
It's really been crazy because this album has actually been my biggest release. It's under the Foreign Exchange imprint.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going, it's getting a little bit more exposure. We're going out on the road, and like when we went out, when I met you, when we were out there on the West Coast, like the stash of SunStorm CDs that we had sold out.
I got mine.
So I mean, it was like, I'm trying to take a minute to kind of take it all in. It's difficult because I'm still trying to work and keep momentum going and that type of thing. But one of these days, maybe this weekend, I'll sit down and just kind of bask in it. But right after that, I'm going right back in the studio. So.
Yeah, you got to take that time out and do it. I remember at the Amoeba store
right.
you guys are at, I had the poster, and it was your first time seeing the poster, and you're just like, whoa. And I was like, that's hella cool. Like, for you to actually just sit there and take it all in and just actually, because the artwork is dope. And for you to just sit there and like, oh, I haven't seen this poster yet. And just
I hadn't even seen it. Y'all saw it before I did.
But just to see, like, you could tell you're just a proud parent of this project. So that's super cool.
Yeah.
So how did you choose the features on there?
They all came about different ways. Most of the features I've either known for a little while and we haven't been able to work together. Obviously, like Darian and Yazra and Fonte, like these, their family. Me and Fonte on the phone every other day, and not even on music stuff, just on some, cracking jokes or whatever. So I mean, that was pretty much a given. But the basic, I guess, what I call SunStorm formula, was I would create something in the studio, create an instrumental. I would listen through it. I would send it to Fonte, and then me and Fonte would have on the phone. We discussed about who we thought fit the track. Okay, does Shante fit it? Does Yazba fit it? Well, you know what? I can hear Cy Smith on this one. So we would either he would contact him or I would contact him, send him the joint, let them do what they do, or Fonte would write something and demo it for him. You know what I mean? It was very smooth for it to have had 11 featured guests on the album. It's difficult to get 2-3 people moving in the same direction, much less, over 10, you know what I mean? So it's like, the way that it actually turned out and ended up, and just the fact that every last guest artist was bringing their A game to the table, it was like, that was a super pleasure for me as a producer and as a musician, because it was like, I'm able to bring, an extra step out of somebody who's already, effortlessly talented. So, it was wonderful experience for me.
Definitely. So right now I want to get into Say How You Feel. You want to introduce that to the people?
Definitely. This is Say How You Feel off of the Zoe SunStorm album featuring Fonte and featuring Carlita Duran. Let's get into that.
Special Wednesdays. I'm your host, Miss Special. So I got Zoe on the phone lines, right?
Yep, I'm still here. What's going on?
So, we just had Say How You Feel. I love that song. Love
Oh,
it.
thank you.
And I read the story about how y'all did it on your website. What made you choose to do the stories behind all the songs on your website?
I'm never ashamed to admit that I'm a pretty nerdy cat when it comes to the music. You know, I'm always trying to read stuff, and you know, I love documentaries and, you know, behind the music on VH1
Me
and
too,
you
me
know,
too.
listening, like reading. Like I just bought it's like a chicken soup, where they do like the stories behind these songs.
That's so dope.
And I was like, you know, it'd be real dope to, like, you know, tell everybody the story behind each song, being as though, you know, sometimes folks try to keep things secretive and you know, things like, you know, whatever that, like, you know, I'm trying to involve you all as the listeners and as the supporters. Is like, you know, I don't want to cut y'all short to a whole lot of stuff. So I decided to sit down and write down each individual experience that I had with each individual song on SunStorm. And you know, I know as a listener of and a fan of music myself, like if say Stevie Wonder would have come out with an album with, you know, behind the songs, like I'd have been all in it.
You definitely
I'd have read that joint from cover to cover.
Hell yeah.
Without even blinking, you know what I mean? So it was just something a little extra that I wanted to do for those who put down their good money to support.
I love it. I love it. And then, do you have a favorite track on there?
You know what? I never do, and and you know, as you can see, if you have read these stories, like, it's so much effort put behind each song. It's like, you know, all of them are so personal to you that, you know, you can't pick a favorite. It's, you know, I know some people got their favorite kids and stuff like that, so I can't really use that analogy. So, but I can't really pick a favorite. That'd be just unfair to all 12.
I feel it. So, what is next for you?
I think next for me is just to stay productive. You know, I know a lot of things in the music world work with momentum and trying to keep the momentum going. And being that I'm a part of such a special creative group right now within the Foreign Exchange and our family, it's like, you know, you definitely want to keep each other up and build each other and you know, I'm very competitive, so if I see cats over here doing something, I'm like, okay, you in the studio? I'm in the studio twice as much as you, and I'm trying to knock out some more joints. So I mean, definitely to stay more productive. As far as another project, I'm not sure yet, but I mean, whatever I'm working on right now in the studio, we'll go towards something.
Sounds good to me.
I guarantee that, and you will see me. I do have a couple of appearances on the new Foreign Exchange album, actually, on Authenticity, which comes out October 12th.
Yes, October 12th. I cannot wait for that. I'm anticipating that like no other.
Yes.
And then, can I just have you do a promo drop for me, please?
Definitely, and I'm gonna warn you right now.
Yes.
It takes me 25 pounds to do my own voicemail. I hope we're not here for another 15 minutes for me doing the drop.
Do what you gotta do. The time is yours.
Okay, here we go. All right, here we go. What up, though? This is Zoe, and you're in tune with Special. Oh, what up, though? This is Zoe. You're in tune with Special Wednesdays with Miss Special herself. Peace.
Beautiful. I love it.
There we go. Short and sweet.
So right now I want to jump into greatest weapon of all time. You want to introduce that to the people?
Definitely. This is actually one of my favorite vocalists right now, Miss Cy Smith, and some of y'all may have seen her doing background vocals on American Idol and doing background vocals for Jennifer Hudson when she was on Oprah, and she's just all over the place, and she's a hell of a person. I love her to death. Greatest weapon of all time off of Zoe